Well, one measure from last December's budget comes into effect this morning. From now on, there's a 50% levy, or a 50-cent levy, on all medical prescriptions. Paul Colgan reports.
Thank you.
Visits to the pharmacist are a fact of life. Some of us may use the prescription desk from time to time, others will use it every week. From this morning, staff at pharmacies up and down the country will be explaining to their customers that if it's a prescription item they want, then 50 cent per item is the charge.
Then, like, we have returned medicines unused, we have stacks of stuff here that's just wasted.
The levy applies to practically everyone, medical card holders included. Peter Finnegan is a pharmacist in Sallynoggin in South Dublin. His storeroom bins are full of returned medicines, but he doesn't think charging people a levy will do anything to reduce wastage.
If we were given a bit more power to access the medicines and to see where people compliant with their medicines, I think we'd save a lot more money this way. We should be interviewing the patients and maybe doing a little inventory to see if they really need these medicines or not. That would cut it out. But it has to be based on a patient care model. This is the nub of the problem, and the 50 cent is not going to even go near this.
But Peter Finnegan's concerns with how the levy will be applied go much further.
Lots of things with this levy are very confusing. For example, we have psychiatric patients with different things like bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, just really complicated medical histories, and their routines are going to be put out. I think it's taken so long to get them to go to their doctors, to get them seen at the clinics properly. We got them into routines for taking their medicines. It's a weekly review of medicines. I think it's total distraction for these patients to have to pay 50 cent. They should be just concentrating on the routines and taking their medicines.
It's a long list of people who will be affected by the levy. Among those who are expected to pay are pensioners, the homeless, people living in nursing homes and the terminally ill. The government believes the levy could raise €25 million a year. Customers at Peter Finnegan's pharmacy gave their reaction.
I'm on disability pension, right? And I'm living on my own. And I get at least 5 things out of this shop. You know what I mean? And like, that's nearly what, that's what, 250, close to 2. I can get a little dinner out of that. You know what I mean?
I do work in a dentist myself, and this stuff, the cleaning for medical card holders, and they can't afford now to pay it, but I honestly think it's disgraceful.
They're given the card for a reason, and the reason being they shouldn't have to pay for anything. But if they're going to bring it in, they're going to bring it in, but I still think the old people shouldn't have to pay anything.
It's the job of the HSE to implement this new legislation. Paddy Burke heads up its primary care reimbursement service.
The legislation sets out that exempted groups, and at this point in time, children in the care of the state are exempted. The legislation also exempts methadone for people under the methadone scheme. Right? And they are the only exemptions that are set in the legislation. So the scheme covers all medical card holders. Well, the fee is capped monthly then at €10. Right? So no individual or family need pay more than €10 in a month. Right? And we've also arranged, like every month, pharmacists will send in to the HSE their claims for reimbursement, right? So it may happen that a family or family members may go to more than one pharmacy. If they go to more than one pharmacy, we'll be able to see that, and we will issue a refund automatically.
The HSE says it cannot comment on the legislation or the perceived rights or wrongs of who it is applied to. That's a job for the Department of Health. The department says the levy is designed to stem what it calls an extraordinary increase in the number of drugs being dispensed under the medical card scheme. It says it's meant to prevent wastage and bring down the cost of drugs to the state. But with more tax increases and spending cuts due in the near future, whether patients choose to see it that way is another thing entirely.
Paul Colgan reporting there, and if you're unsure how the new prescription levy might affect you, there's a website and information line which has been set up by the HSE. The website is called www.medicalcard, all one word, medicalcard.ie. The telephone number 1890 252 919, and we'll put those details up on our webpage.